Hi everyone, welcome back. Today is such an exciting day because we are trying for the first time the new Natasha Denona Hy-Glam Foundation. If you are familiar with my content, you know how much I love the Natasha Denona Concealer, the Hy-Glam Concealer. It is my holy grail. It has been for the last few years since it came out. So I am so excited for this. I have a few shades here. I ordered a few because I was kind of unsure of what would be the best match, and I thought seeing a few different shades if you're around my skin tone might be helpful for you. So I do have 3 and I cannot wait. I have not tried this on myself. I did swatch one of the shades on my hand a few days ago when I got it in the mail, but I have not applied it or done any of that. So all of this will be new first impressions. I'm gonna wear it all day long and do a wear test for you. And that is today's video. I hope you're excited. I know I am. And if you're new here, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of beauty content here on my channel. I would love for you to stick around, subscribe, and let's just get right into it. All right, let's get right into this. So you may have seen a lot about this foundation already. I've seen it quite a bit all over social media, but this is the Hy-Glam Foundation from Natasha Denona, and it is described as hydrating and blurring long wear radiant serum foundation. This comes in 52 shades, and I believe it retails for $52. Yes, $52. I did want to note that the shades on Natasha Denona's website, obviously she has all 52 shades, but it looks like on Sephora, they only have 35 of the 52 shades. So just wanted to put that out there. If you don't see all the shades on Sephora and Ulta, you can get the full shade range at natashadenona.com. But let's just get into this. So this is described as blurring, hydrating. It's supposed to have a lot of skincare in it. So my understanding of this, and I believe it says so on the back here, is this is formulated with Korean technology by Natasha with the world's leading Korean and Italian labs, which that right there is very exciting because Korean skincare is amazing. They are doing so much more there than we are here. They are way, way, way ahead of us. I am a big fan of Korean skincare, and anything typically made in Italy, particularly makeup, is usually really, really good. So I could not be more excited about this, but it says it has all kinds of things. Antioxidants, it's supposed to brighten and fight hyperpigmentation, blur the skin, it's supposed to be hydrating without looking greasy, and they do say that this is good for all skin types, dry to oily. Even though it is a radiant finish, supposedly this will keep you from getting oily even if you have oily skin. It's supposed to be medium buildable coverage, suitable for all skin types, lasts up to 18 hours. All of these claims are on the back of the box or on the side of the box. Okay, let's open this up and I will show you the 3 shades that I picked. I have to say, I love this bottle. So pretty. It's frosted glass with this kind of matte, velvety lid. I really like it. It's very, very pretty. And let's see, it is 1 fluid ounce, which is standard for most foundations. One more thing I did want to mention about myself, if you are not familiar with my content, my skin type is pretty normal. I can sometimes get a little bit oily in the T-zone if it's really, really hot. I did just go through a period where my skin was on the dry side. I was pregnant. I'm about 3 months postpartum now, and my skin has kind of returned to normal, which is typically just normal skin type, slightly oily T-zone, but I would call my skin pretty normal. I do have sensitive skin. I have some redness, and that's just normal for me. I always have it. And that's it. That's a little bit about my skin type. Let's get into the shades that I have. So this is shade N2. This is the shade that I wear the most in the concealer. So I know that I knew I wanted to get shade N2 in this, and I do have, look at all these, okay? I have 5 Natasha Denona concealers, 5. And I just use whichever one I need based on what I'm going for, my skin at the time. So I am a big, big fan of this foundation. Okay, so this Right here is shade N2. Right away, it looks like a pretty good match. Something that I love and really respect about Natasha Denona's shade range is she actually makes neutral undertones, which might seem like not a big deal, but it actually is. Nowadays, so many brands, the undertones never include a true neutral undertone. Even if they claim to be neutral, a lot of the times they are not. They run warm, or at least that's how they are for me. So I love and respect the fact that she actually has true neutral undertones, because some people are actually neutral. She has golden or yellow tones, neutral tones, peach tones, and rosy tones. So those are kind of her 4 undertone types that she has in the concealer and in the foundation. Okay, I also got shade 3. So shade N3 is described as light with neutral undertones. Shade N2 is described as fair light with neutral undertones. Here we have N3 and N2. So right away, they both look pretty neutral to me. Obviously N3 is a little bit deeper than N2, but I'm wondering if this is a situation where I could probably wear either one. I just wasn't sure, so that's why I ordered multiple shades, and I thought it might be helpful for somebody that's trying to choose a shade, because I'm not sure if this foundation is going to be in stores or not. Right now, I don't believe that it is yet. I could be wrong, but I don't think it is. And then the last shade that I got is RN3, which I also have in the concealer. In fact, I have all 3 of these shades in the concealer, and I can wear all of them depending on just my skin at the time. So obviously this one is Rosy Neutral 3. So it's not quite as neutral as N2 and N3. It has a little bit more of a rosy tone to it. Not super rosy, but it definitely has a little bit more pink in it than these two. So again, we have shade N2, N3, and RN3. Oh, one other thing I wanted to mention. So I'm gonna swatch the concealer shades, the corresponding concealer shades next to the foundations here, just to see that they are comparable. I'm assuming they are, and the shades are comparable. I did read on the website, I think they claim that they are. Okay, that might not be that helpful, but all right, so N2 concealer is there, N3 concealer is there, and then RN3 is up there. So yeah, they do look like the foundation shades. So it looks like they do correspond with the Hy-Glam concealer shade. So if you know the shade that you like of the concealer, you would probably be safe in ordering the same shade in the foundation. I also do not have any primer or anything on my face. All I did about 30-ish minutes ago was apply my SPF. I use this one from Ultraviolet, and that's all I have on my skin right now. So let's pick a foundation. Okay, why can I not pick? I feel like I'm either gonna go for N2 or N3. I think maybe we'll go for N3. That's kind of what my gut's telling me. So here it is, that's one pump there. So you can see it's slightly runny. It's definitely on the thinner side. It's definitely a serum-y feeling texture, but this is one pump. So we're gonna start with this and we'll see. I guess I'm gonna do one side of my face first. And I am gonna apply this with the BK Beauty N15, 115. And I'm just pressing this into the skin. Okay, so it's blending in extremely easily. All right, so there is that little bit of product. Shade match looks pretty good. It might be like a hair darker than my neck, but my neck doesn't really see the sun, so I'm not really surprised. I think N3 probably goes fine with the rest of my body. My neck is just a little bit lighter, but there is that little bit of product on that side. Pretty good coverage right off the bat. I do have more discoloration on this side than I do over here, but it looks pretty standard medium to me right now. And I still have quite a bit of product left on my hand. So I'm just gonna grab the rest of it directly on the brush here and start pressing this into the skin. This is definitely the most excited I've been about a foundation probably all year. But we have so many new foundations coming out. There's 3 in particular right now. Makeup by Mario is releasing a new foundation. I believe that comes out September 4th. And then Victoria Beckham just released a foundation as well. And I did order that one already, so I will be reviewing it. It might be like just a hair dark, but that's not a huge deal. I have a lighter concealer from Natasha Denona that I can use, so I could probably get away with N2 or N3, I'm guessing. But that is one pump on my face. First impression, it looks very pretty. Very, very pretty. Sitting really nicely on my skin. Definitely has a radiant finish to it, but I wouldn't say that it looks overly glowy, but it definitely has some radiance to it. It's definitely not matte. I don't know that I would say it's blurring at this point. They do say it's hydrating and blurring. I definitely see the hydration. I don't know that I would call it blurring. I don't think it's emphasizing anything. Like, I have the most noticeable pores right here. And I mean, you can see them, but it looks pretty smooth over the top of them. So, you know, I don't know how blurring I would say it is, but I do think it looks pretty nice on my skin. So that was one pump. I am gonna do an experiment. I do want to use a little bit of N2, like just a tiny little bit, just to see if we can add any additional coverage. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with the coverage. Right now, I would say it's pretty solid medium, but just out of curiosity, I want to take a little bit of N2 and I'm gonna pop that right here where I typically try to build up coverage with my complexion products. Other than those 2 areas, I don't really feel like I need a lot more, but I'm gonna take a little bit of N2. And this will also kind of lighten it a little bit as well. Whatever's left on my finger, I'm just gonna roughly take there. That wasn't even like half a pump. That was like 1/4 of a pump probably. I'm gonna get the last little bit from the back of my hand and just start bouncing this into the skin. Yeah, so I'm guessing I could wear either one of these, but it's kind of nice to have 2. Obviously, you don't want to buy 2 shades. I did it for the sake of the video. I think I could probably wear either one. Now, I don't bring foundation in this area. Obviously, I have discoloration there, but I save that for concealer and corrector. So ignore this, we'll fix that in a minute, but that is N3 with just a little bit of N2 in this area. And I mean, it looks beautiful. I don't have any complaints at this point. It looks exactly like I was hoping it was going to. Very pretty, definitely a little radiant, but still very smooth on my skin. Yeah, very, very happy with it so far. All right, I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup, but I'll do most of it off camera. But since I do have these products and they're Natasha Denona, we'll just do this together. I'm gonna take a little bit of the Hy-Glam Corrector, which I have in the shade C1. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of this under my eyes. I'm gonna use the N14 from BK Beauty and Nikki LaRose. And just start pressing this into the skin. I definitely use my Natasha Denona concealer more than I use the corrector. I don't know why. Sometimes I feel like the corrector doesn't sit as well under my eyes as the concealer does, which is kind of crazy because I think they would be the same formula, but sometimes I found that I didn't feel like they were. So I don't reach for the corrector as much, but it's actually been a while since I've used it. So I'm gonna use it again today. So we've got a little bit of the corrector under my eyes. And then, okay, I have a bunch of shades of the concealer. So I have the 3 corresponding shades to the foundation. So N2, N3, and RN3. But I also have RN 2.5 in the concealer. And this is one of her newer shades. A few months ago, she released 2 new shades, 2 lighter shades. This was one, and then there's one that's really, really light. I forget what the shade name and number is, but there were 2 fair shades, and this was one of them. So I'm gonna take a little bit of RN 2.5. I'm gonna use that under my eyes, and I'm gonna do a little bit of that on my face as well. This is a really good shade for me as well. And it's a little bit lighter since this foundation is just like a hair darker. Before I blend that in, I did just want to show swatches of the concealer shades that I have in case this is helpful for you. So I have shade N2, N3, RN 2.5, which is what I just put on my face, RN 3, and then I also have N9, which is way up here. This I only use if I have self-tan on or something like that. So that one I just have for those occasions. I mainly use the other 4, but I do have that one as well because, like I said, I love this concealer. And I don't know how to express that anymore other than show you I have 5 shades of it. In fact, that's the only concealer ever that I've ever owned 5 shades of. I've had some concealers that I have like 1 or 2 shades, sometimes 3, but I have never had 5 shades of a concealer, if that tells you anything. I did let this concealer sit here for a minute, and you can do that with this concealer as well, which is really nice. So you can get the most coverage from it. Oh, also, just so you know, I am now a Natasha Denona affiliate, which is really cool. All that means is I have a discount code with them now. It's just Blair10, and that saves you 10% on the website. The foundation should be included. I believe it's on everything on the website. So I do have a code with them now. It is an affiliate code. So if you use it, thank you so much. But I will list it in the description box and link everything for you as well. But you can also buy from Sephora and Ulta. All right, so there is the foundation, the concealer, the corrector, all blended out. It looks phenomenal. As I kind of assumed that it was going to, just based on the concealer alone. Yeah, I have no notes at this point. It looks great. I'm not seeing anything that I don't like. It looks phenomenal. But like I said, I'm gonna wear this all day. I'm actually leaving in a few minutes to go get my hair done. So I'm gonna be out for a while today. So that's why I thought this would be a good day to film this video. And I will get some clips later on in natural light in my car, which is always helpful. And I'll wear this as long as I can today and do some check-ins for you. And we'll see. I'm fingers crossed that this wears well, because if it does, oof, I'm gonna be really excited. Really, really excited. But I'm gonna finish up my makeup quickly, and then I'll be back and we'll see what it looks like with all my other products. All right, just finished my whole face and just wanted to show you what it looks like with the rest of the makeup on. Still looks really, really good. I mean, I don't have any complaints. I did set it with my Haus Labs powder, which I've been using this for a long time and I always have good results with this powder. So I did set mainly the T-zone, a little bit underneath blush and bronzer, but yeah, it looks great, honestly. I cannot wait to wear this all day and see how it wears. Hopefully it wears okay. I don't know, we'll see, but I have really, really high hopes for this so far. So I'm about to leave for my hair appointment, but I will do a check-in once I get there, probably in natural light, and then, like I said, we'll wear this all day long and see what we think. So I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, in my car, I just got to the hair place. I really need to go in, so I can't make this clip super long, but this is what the foundation is looking like in natural light in my car, which that doesn't hide anything. That's like the most true way to see how your makeup looks. But so far, so good. Hasn't been on that long though. It's been like an hour and a half at this point. So just wanted to show you what it looks like in natural light. When you see me again, I will probably have darker hair, but so far, so good. But I'll see you in a few hours. Okay, it's been like 4 hours, 5 hours. My hair is darker. I really like it. I decided to go back dark for this time of year, but anyway, so the foundation still is looking really good. Please excuse around my hairline. You know, when you get your hair done and they wash your hair and it removes all the makeup around your hairline. So that's not the foundation. That's just from getting my hair washed and stuff. But honestly, y'all, it looks real good. It does. I mean, I'm really not noticing anything unusual. It doesn't look any shinier to me, really, than it did 4 hours ago. So far so good with this. I'm gonna wear this some more for the rest of the day, and I'll do another check-in, maybe 2. But so far, I have no complaints with this. It looks really nice, really smooth. I'm not seeing it like wearing away anywhere. Yeah, I have no complaints at this point, but I will see you in a few hours. All right, it's the end of the day. It's been about 8.5 hours since I put this makeup on, and I have not touched up my face at all. The only thing I did add a little bit more of is my lip gloss, but other than that, I have not touched my face. So no additional powders or anything like that. And y'all, I mean, it looks phenomenal, truly. Like, I don't look shiny at all in the T-zone, and that's typically where I do get a little bit shiny throughout the day. I really don't look that shiny there. I mean, I feel like it's stayed pretty true to how it looked initially all day long, and I feel like it still looks like that. It looks incredibly smooth on my skin, and now that I look at it up close even more, it does look a little bit blurring on my skin. I know I said earlier when I first applied it, I didn't really notice that, but based on how smooth it looks on my skin, I do actually kind of see the blurring claim now, and this is definitely long wearing for sure. For sure, because I have not touched my face at all. My makeup, like I said earlier, has kind of worn off at my hairline just from getting my hair done earlier. When she washed my hair, a lot of it kind of came off up here, but it really has not worn away, like, at all. It looks incredible. It really does. I have no complaints. In terms of what it reminds me of, I would say it's probably most similar to the Haus Labs foundation or the Maybelline Superstay, the Lumi Matte. Probably in terms of consistency, the most similar to this. This might be a little bit more watery than Natasha Denona, but they're both very, very thin, serum-y formulas. Haus Labs, I would say, is more similar in terms of how it looks on the skin, although I will say Haus Labs, I do think, I would describe it as a little bit more hydrating than this. I would call the Natasha Denona like a slightly glowy, like natural finish to me. more of like a true skin finish. Whereas this, I find this to be extremely hydrating, and I would say this looks pretty dewy on the skin. Whereas Natasha Denona just has like a slight glow, like I kind of showed you earlier. But they're definitely similar. So if you have this, do I think you like have to have Natasha Denona? No. I will say Natasha Denona has a phenomenal shade range, 52 shades. Haus Labs shade range is decent, definitely not 52 shades though, and I actually think that the Haus Labs foundation runs warm. I think the shades actually on Haus Labs could be a little bit better in terms of the undertones being true to their actual tone. So I think Natasha Denona definitely wins in the shade range category. And I like Haus Labs, but I can already tell you I'm probably gonna wear this much more than I'm gonna wear this now, just because of the shades alone. These shades are much better for me, honestly. This is my best match in Haus Labs, which is shade 100, but still runs a little bit yellow to me. It's supposed to be neutral. These, at least N2 and N3, are actually neutral tones. So yes, they are similar. I do think overall Natasha Denona wears a little bit better throughout the day than Haus Labs does, but they're definitely similar. So do you need both? No. But if you like Haus Labs, do I think you'll like Natasha Denona? Absolutely. And same goes with the Lumi Matte from Maybelline. It wears beautifully throughout the day. It's very thin, it's lightweight, it doesn't feel or look heavy on the skin, and it wears very long as well. So I would say this is also pretty comparable to Natasha Denona. I will say this one oxidizes a little bit from Maybelline, whereas I haven't noticed any oxidation with Natasha Denona. So you know, it just depends on what you're looking for, what your preferences are. I absolutely recommend this. I think this is a beautiful product. I truly don't really have anything to critique about it. I think it looks stunning. It does have a pretty solid medium, veering into full coverage though. So if you're looking for something that's like a light medium coverage, this is not going to be that. This gives a decent amount of coverage for how thin and lightweight it is. So, you know, is it going to be an everyday foundation for everybody? Probably not, just for the coverage level alone. But is it beautiful, long wearing, and really impressive? Yes, 100%. I absolutely recommend it. And I am happy to have this in my collection. I'm so excited. I think I'm going to love this just as much as I love all of the concealer shades that I have. I actually really want to try mixing this with something else, like something that's lighter coverage. Maybe mix this in and like use it as a mixing foundation. I feel like this serum-y texture would be a really good one to mix with other things. So mix it with like a tinted moisturizer to add a little bit more coverage, or just mix this with something really light, like a moisturizer, a serum, something like that, and make a tinted moisturizer out of it. I bet it would be beautiful like that as well. I think most skin types will like this. I think the only person that might not is if you like no glow to your foundation, no glow to your skin, you like a matte finish entirely, you probably won't love this because it's not the most glowy thing I've ever used, but it's definitely not matte. It definitely has a glow to it. So you have to be okay with that. But I do think even if you have oily skin, I'm thinking you could probably wear this foundation. You might want to pair it with a good loose powder, but I would say that about most foundations if you have oily skin. And I do actually think most skin types will probably enjoy this. Like I said, I do have a Natasha Denona code now. It's just Blair 10, and you can use that on anything on the Natasha Denona website and save 10%. It is an affiliate code, so no pressure at all, but I do appreciate those of you that use it. It really does help me out. And of course, you can also order it from Sephora, Ulta. I will also link all the products that I used on my face if you're curious about anything. Everything will be listed and linked for you in the description box and in YouTube shopping as well. If you're new, I hope you'll stick around and subscribe. We would love to have you here. And make sure, if you're not already, to follow me over on Instagram at simply.blair and TikTok simply.blair1. I'm posting quite a bit over there now, so if you're interested in short form content, make sure to follow me there as well. And I will see you again very soon. Remember, simply be you.